What if I told you Football Manager is lying to you? It's lying to you. Yes, crew, how's it going? So if you're new to the channel, welcome in. This is the Stinger channel. My name is Neil. And if you like the videos, do me a favour, stick a little like or a comment on them. It just helps the videos get out there a bit more. Gives me the motivation to keep churning out these videos. So what am I talking about when I say FM is lying to you? It's all about player positions. Player positions, right? You can get as creative as you want as long as it makes sense. So just this weekend, I participated in the FM playoffs. I was lucky enough to win Group B. We got to the final where we lost to the great GYRFM just for free. But what did I do? I did something a little bit differently that threw the draft panel a little bit.
The thing I was going to point out with Stinger is that he's put Bissouma, an inverted wing back, on the right back, and he's put Quadrado further up on the wing, which is interesting. I don't know, nice. Like Bissouma doesn't sit there naturally. Like RDF might be able to speak to this more. I don't know if that's something you would think. Like, can you play someone who's more naturally a defensive midfielder in an inverted wing back easily?
Yeah, that's right. We moved a player who seemingly can't play in a certain role or position to a different role, and I tell you what, he tore it up in that tournament. So this is the player we use, Bissouma. He's normally a midfielder or defensive midfielder, and he's got a little bit of a capability to play out wide. If you notice here, he's got a little orange dot because that's where I put him. So that created the fact that, hey, this guy's starting to play me. What's going on? We'll have to make him a makeshift player. But if you look at all his attributes, his mentals, his physicals, his technicals, they are perfect for what I was trying to do. And that's what this video is about. You don't need to be stuck thinking you have to follow Football Manager's version of where they should play. For them, he's a Carolero or a box-to-box or even a defensive midfielder. He's got absolutely no right to play as an inverted wing-back, but that's exactly what I did. So what I've got highlighted up there is two different players, okay? Both doing the same role, highlighted as inverted wing-back on attack. And you can see that they're pretty similar, right? They're pretty similar. You've got things highlighted such as marking, passing, tackling, technique, dribbling, composure, acceleration, pace. They're all very similar. One's got the upper hand on one, one's got the upper hand on the other. So what gives? That's right, one is Juan Quadrado, who can play any wing-back role to massive success. He's a bright green on FM. They say he's natural there. And the other side is Yves Bissouma, the lad that I put in as inverted wing-back, who they said couldn't play. Now look at those attributes. Is that much of a big difference? This is my message. If you see the right player who's got the attributes you think could convert to that sort of role, try it, because it can work. What he's going to do is he's going to bring a whole new range of possibilities for you and your team and how you'll build your team. It's not going to limit you to where the game's going to say they should be playing. You can back yourself with your knowledge of attributes and positioning, decisions, flair, all those sort of things on who could fit potentially where. Now I've got there a Barcelona team. This is going to the extreme. Look, I've got Eric Garcia there. I'm not going to play him as a winger, am I? Crossing 9. He's not a winger. But there is absolutely nothing to say that he could not be a wide midfielder with a bit of training. And I've gone to the extremes here, taking a centre-back and saying I could put him as a wing-back or a winger. But I'm just trying to get the point across. Now there is the wide midfielder on defence. Attributes that you would need to use. Now if you look at Eric Garcia there, and you didn't know it was Eric Garcia, the centre-back, you'd think, do you know what, yeah, pretty decent that as well. The only thing he's really lacking is crossing, but he's young enough to get that up to double figures. Everything else, you've got marking, passing, tackling, composure, some positioning, some teamwork. Stamina is good. First touch is great. What's stopping him playing there? What's stopping you thinking about it is FM telling you that he can only play as a centre-back. At a push, he can play out wide, and at a big-time push, he can play as a wing-back. But for me, you can put him in a midfield right, no problem at all. If you play him there, he's going to start getting a bit used to it. If you add to the fact that you can train him there as well, like we have done there, he'll soon learn it. Give him a season, it's going to be a natural. Now look, that was a stretch showing you a centre-back can play as a winger, but you can see what I'm saying now. Look at the attributes, put them side by side and think, can I get that player to do that role? Will it help the team? Will it help my squad? The flexibility of it all? Will it save me some money buying some players? It's dead interesting. In real life, it's been done loads by Pep. Think of Philipp Lahm at Bayern Munich, where he suddenly started playing inside like an inverted wing-back, stroke central midfielder. Same gig for Pablo Zabaleta when he was there, and now he's Cancelo. And even at somewhere like Newcastle, the much maligned Joe Linton, a striker who could not score goals. Look at his history. He brought us a striker for 35 million, scored 2 and 4. Not what you need. But he's now been converted to a ball-winning midfielder in real life. FM reflects that, and you can see why. You can see why. He's got the work rate, the strength, the stamina. Maybe he's lacking in marking, but he can work on that. His tackling's good. Hey presto. You are only limited by your imagination this one, and your knowledge. You've got to do them both. You can't just throw a player who won't work at all. That's not going to work. But if the attributes match, you can do it. Now, the best ones I've found are defensive midfielders like Basuma coming into that inverted wing-back role. And the other one that I really like is retraining strikers, specifically your drop-off style of striker, into central midfielders on attack. One of the best roles on this year's game. Here's an example. Memphis Depay is an absolutely perfect version of this. He can play anywhere across the attacking midfield strata, the buzzword. He can play up front as well. He can even play out wide. Doesn't say he can play there. That little red dot has appeared because I've just started playing him in a few games for Barcelona in central midfield on attack. And if you look at the development training, you can see why. Look at them attributes. Now look at them when he gets trained. So I've got him there training to be a central midfielder on attack, and you cannot tell me that that guy cannot do that role. Look at that. He's got the first touch, the passing, the off the ball, the technique. Tackling is lacking, but are you really asking a central midfielder on attack to do much tackling? I don't think you are. Off the ball, all these things are kind of crossing over between attacking midfielders, strikers, and if you want to base your team around the central midfielder on attack, that is absolutely ideal. Chuck in some traits as well. Quite often you'll want central midfielders on attack to move into your channels. Man, it's perfect. So there's going to be players like that in your squad that you can do that to as well. A beautiful little example there, Depay breaking from central midfield, using those attributes he's got as a striker and attacking midfielder, using them as a central midfielder on attack to bag the goal. 7.7 average rating. Aubameyang up front by himself. Depay bombing past him. Traore tried there as well. You can't tell me it's not working. So we're quite late into the game cycle now. What are we, 6-7 months in? And we're starting to find things like this and experiment a bit. And you know what? They are working. You just have a bit of faith in yourself. Use your skills. You know what you're doing. Have a look at the attributes. Who can do a different role? A completely different role. Give it a go. Let me know down below if you've given it a go before or if you've got to try. And if you like that video, please do let me know.